What are you doing?
I'm trying to figure some electrical out. I don't know what happened.
This doesn't look like it's going well.
It'll go fine. I'm just kidding.
Welcome! Last week we started building out this empty van.
Yeah, and this week we're going to finish up some electrical. We're going to wire up the max vent fan, get that finished up, and then make some mounts and wire some lights for the side and for the back so the dogs can see when they got to go to the bathroom at night.
Yeah, so if you missed last week's episode, we did install the MaxxAir fan. So if you didn't see that, go check it out now.
Yeah, so let's get after it.
Let's do it.
Okay, I got my helper Minnie. Minnie, you got your tool belt? So we gotta wire this fan in here, and I got some options. So I think she wants to run the fan when the van is off. So I can't have it on key switch power because the van will be off, but you want to run this, the fan, when it's off. So there's key off power, always hot, down at this cigarette lighter here. There's a cigarette lighter in there. So I could run a nice wire up around through here, across this thing, and grab that. That'll be sweet. It'll stay tucked out of the way, nice and clean. But I'm just nervous that if you forget that that fan's on and you go away, it's going to drain the battery. This has 2 batteries, but still, worried about that. But if I put it on key switch power, then it's going to go off in a couple minutes after she turns the key off. So there's 2 batteries live underneath this driver's seat, and then there's a big fuse panel under here. So I could tap into that. There's 4 auxiliary switches right here, and you gotta have the special harness from Ford that plugs behind the glove box right there. The glove box is down, hanging down right there. So you take that glove box down, and there's a fuse panel there. Okay, so these 2 harnesses, there's a 6 and a 43 pin, come with the van. They were in the glove box. And that's going to be for your 4 auxiliary switches. So those get plugged into here. So one is in that plug, and the other one is the gray one right there. So I'll plug those in, and then these 4 switches right here will energize whatever you want. We're going to mount some lights on the roof. These ones right here, they'll be low pro. They're only an inch, maybe an inch and a half tall. So I'm going to shoot 2 out to the side and 2 out the back on 2 different switches. That way you can open the door, let the dogs out to pee or whatever, and you can be able to see. Minnie has been supervising the whole time. Say hello. So one of the dummy plugs. You unplug this and plug this in. That goes underneath the glove box in there. But it's too tight to film, so sorry, that's what you get. Okay, this will definitely be helpful for somebody that's trying to run these 4 auxiliary switches. You run those 2 plugs in, and you got 43 wires to choose from here, and another 6 over here, or another 4 over here. So on the 6-pin connector, the blue and orange one is number 2, and the yellow and orange one is number 3, and the other 2, black and yellows, are ground. And on this 43-pin connector or plug, green and blue is switch number 1, and this white and blue is switch number 4. I don't know why they put them on 2 different plugs, but that's how Ford did it. So the plugs live in there, and those are your switch numbers. So now you can run any accessory, wherever you gotta go. So up on the roof on this Ford Transit, there's these little, they're really just stickers. It's just a sticker with silicone on it. So there's a bunch of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're all down the line to like mount a roof rack to it. So you just peel these stickers off. But if the hole in there, you can get water through, so you gotta make sure you silicone that up. But also look at how off the hole is. So I'm not gonna be able to get a bolt started in that without dremeling this out to get to the threads. So from Ford, it's off a hair. No big deal, just thought that was interesting. But made this little bracket. I made it out of aluminum, that way 5 years from now, if this was steel and it got rusty, even if I painted it or whatever, and then it would leave like rust runs down it. So if it's aluminum, it will never do that. So super basic, but sometimes you don't have to overthink it. So we'll go to that, and then we'll go to that. And right to the edge, super low profile. It's only 1.5 inches, 2 inches over the rail here, and go out this way. There's another one right there. I'm gonna do the same out this way and out the back. And then actually, even cooler or easier, neither one of these have threads. This is just a sticker with a hole through it that goes to the bottom. And this is just a sticker that goes, through too. So, super easy because you can run the wire right through here. You don't have to drill a hole. I'll make a nice grommet that goes through that so it's super waterproof. But fairly easy. You don't have to drill any holes. If this lined up nice, you could do this in pretty quick. But gotta make 4 more of these, clean that up a little bit, and get to it. That's it. Just had to open that up a little bit, and then I can get to that threads. Okay, gonna use the same 3M silicone we use around the Max vent fan. Nice. That's the first one. I might have to adjust that. We'll have to see once we get it wired up, but put the wires through this plug right here. I'm going to get a nice waterproof grommet. Just a little angle line piece. Super easy, super basic, low pro. First one's done, 3 to go. Okay, so this morning I'm starting to run the wires for the lights. So you can see one hanging here. I gotta do the back one. I'm gonna energize these 2 lights. I gotta make the mounts and do the 2 backlights and this fan. I think I can get all that wired in this morning in a couple hours, hopefully. Let me show you how I put this through. So I got these sweet connectors here. They are waterproof. You tighten this down and it has a seal and it tightens up on the wire. So up here, I got this one mounted. It's gonna go through here, but we're gonna put it through this first. But these holes are not a circle, they're oblong. So that fits mint in there, and I can tighten that in or whatever, and we'll nut it. And there's this gasket on the bottom, but there's gonna be a gap on one side. So I got a silicone that. So let's do that. All right, so I got the wires run inside the van through those weatherproof grommets on the roof there, and I'm gonna run the electric inside to the switch. I got these sweet butt connectors. If you can see those, see, you got a piece of solder in the middle. The lights went out, but this piece of solder in the middle. So you put the 2 wires in there like this over each other, and then when you heat that up, the solder melts, and then it's like you have a soldered connection. So it's really solid. So I really like these. They're pretty cool. So you slide one wire in like that, so the wire is in the lead. You slide the other one, same way. And heat it up. The only thing when you do those, you gotta wait for that to cool down. If you let go of the wire too quick, it'll fall apart because the solder is still soft. That's it. Super solid. I like it. So, gonna do this other positive wire. Gonna go from here to the other light, then from that light down to the switch. Okay, so I got the wire run from the back to this side light here tied in. I'm gonna go jump into this wall here. I took this little foam cover off. That's right here. This is on this corner. Took that off. Here's your side airbag, so be careful of that. I'm gonna run through here. I took this A-pillar off. It's just two bolts here for the grab handle, and then it's just the push connects, like pushing tabs. So then I'll run the wire through here, down this A-pillar, and drop into behind the glove box and tie into these wires right here, which are the switches, the auxiliary switches in the middle. Alright, I was having a hard time getting this wire through this top headliner piece, so I chased it with a coat hanger and then taped the wire to the coat hanger, and then I'm just going to pull that through. Yeah, the coat hanger is good because you can bend it where you want it and it'll stay like that. And that way you can chase through some tight spots. Okay, I made it through all the way. I'm going to clip this in up here. And I'm going to stay above this airbag. Just follow the stock harness. I'll zip tie that up there. And then once you get down through this A-pillar, there's a corridor where the factory wires are run to stay out of the way of the airbag. So I'm in that same corridor. And then I drop down into there. And down through into the glove box. So you can tie that in. Just gotta do this connection and that connection, and the side lights will be done. So it'll be nice to get something off the list. Okay, all light up. Gotta heat shrink this, heat shrink that, zip tie everything, see if they work. Ta-da! Ta-da! Nice. Okay, I got my two wires run for the side lights and back lights. And I chased them behind this airbag, side airbag, with the stock factory wire. So I'm gonna put this A-pillar cover back in. Did have a little speaker in it, so I unplugged that earlier. So I'm gonna plug that back in and somehow get this in there. A little pick to work this rubber gasket around it. That's it. Well, kinda. It's all snapped in. And then this grab handle goes right here. Two bolts, bolts that in, helps hold that in real nice and tight. And nobody will ever know we're here, except for you. Okay, back up on the roof, finishing the backlights wiring. So these are those waterproof connectors. I silicone them in and nutted them from the inside, and then you run the wire through. It has a seal in it, but that tightens up on that. And it's super sturdy, nice and waterproof. For one wire, it's perfect, but this one over here, it's got the side ones and the back one in one thing. So there's a little gap of air probably in between those. It looks tight, but I'm gonna dab some silicone on it anyway. Okay, got the two switches. 1, 2. Lights are on. Lights are on. So I'm behind the driver's seat, and there's the batteries live underneath that driver's seat, and there's a little fuse panel that I might tap into for the AC. And right now I'm running the wires for the max vent fan. I'm probably going to run this set of wires the same way for the AC. So I want to run them in this B pillar here behind the driver's door, so they're all tucked up nice and clean. This cover lives underneath, and they have these push tab clips in them. And this one goes above that. Same thing, no bolts, just those body clips. And then once you get up here to where the seatbelt lives, there's one bolt here. And then there's the bolt, the Torx bit that is for the seatbelt. This plastic clip lives over it, so it hides that bolt. So that lives right there. You pull that out, just clips in and out. Take that off, and I think this whole piece will pop right out. I guess we'll see together. Nice. That was easy. I already got these tabs loosened up. Got this prying tool here for that. Now I can run this wire in that channel and it'll all stay nice and safe. Okay, so back of the driver's seat. This is kind of cool and kind of not. So Ford puts these two terminals right here out of the back of this fuse panel. It has power all the time and the ground, and they have this nice cover that covers it up nice. So that's why I ran that wire down there to tap into that. But the fuse panel is right here. That's as much access as you can get to it. You can't get this cover out because there's a clip on the bottom of it without pulling this battery out. I don't know if you can get that battery out without pulling the seat out. And look at, like, it's a double battery system. Everything's super, super tight. Just because this box doesn't move, and then you can't get your hand between here to get that clip, so you can't get to the fuses. So if you ever blew one of these fuses on the road, it would take you all day to get in here to replace it. So I can see the size of the fuse through here with a flashlight. It's a 175, which is way too big for this little fan. So I'm going to add this little fuse block here onto that up here. And then this will, cover it up, make it look neat. So that'll be the fuse for the fan. Okay, I ran that wire up the B-pillar down this side with this stock factory wire harness. Came into this inside of here, and I'm gonna wire the fan up. See, they marked this positive is black on the fan, and this white is negative. So if you cut this off and you're up here somewhere, and you kind of always think black is ground, but not on this thing. So. Okay, all wired up, moment of truth, ready? Wow, this is nice. This automatically opens that. On ours, you have to open that manually, and then you can turn the fan on. So that is sweet. There she is. Here's
Hi.
Today's helper.
Howdy.
Let's show her what we did today.
I missed it.
You missed all the work, but we're here now. It's all done. She shows up at the end, but she's got to work too, so we're both working. So Let's show her what we did.
Let's see. All right, what did you do today?
Try your fan out. Fancy, huh?
Oh! Wait, it's just opening.
Sweet.
Okay, so that feels like it's going out. Let's see if this feels like it's coming in. Oh, yeah. See that breeze?
So
with these MaxxAir fans, they have an in and out button, which means that like the fan air will come in or it'll suck air out, which is great if you have a back window because it'll pull the air through and you'll get cold air and remove the warm air.
And it also works great if you're like had a shower in here, because we have one for us, and it sucks all the steam out, you know, gets all the moisture out of the air outside. But this one is way nicer than ours because you just hit power and it opens and closes the lid automatically, electronically. It also has a nice clicker that it comes with. So that's the one to get. I like that. We might have to do some upgrades.
I don't know what. It's probably just their newest version.
Yeah, it could be that too. We just have an old model.
Yeah, I don't know. But I kind of want this one. We have to twist it, unravel it every time.
It's so hard to do this. Yeah. All right, that's all done. Let's see what else we did.
Okay. All right, what's next?
Lights. So I got the lights all finished up. We got 1, 2 here on the side, and then we got another 2 on the back. There, we had a lot of different light options. Like we could have went with something like this or a yellow tint one like this, but I wanted it to be low profile so it doesn't, you don't see this big blob sticking out. So these ones are only like 1.5 inches, and they're streamlined thin on the roof line, so it really doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. So if you can see 1, 2, let's hit the power, see if they work. They're on switch 1 and 2, 1 for the side, 2 for the back. They work?
You see light? Can you see it? Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, they're pretty bright. You can see them good at the day and the dark. I mean, they do work good. Probably would work a lot better if it was nighttime.
Ellie came to visit.
Check out Ellie's setup. She's a Hawaiian girl.
Yeah, Ellie got a little Hawaiian shirt.
Isn't she the cutest thing I've ever seen?
So it looks like you had a pretty successful day.
Yeah, we can check a couple things off the list.
Yay, let's do it. We actually do have a list.
So here's our list. Little things.
Max vent fan, check. Well, both. Lights, front and back. Wait, we did back?
Yeah, there was lights on the back. We just didn't show you.
Yeah, you didn't show me either, so don't feel bad.
All right, I'll show you.
Check.
Yeah, but we still got a bunch more to do, so stay tuned.
Yeah, stick around and see what's to come.
Adios.